Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Singer Studio podcast. My name is Kristen. I am the founder and CEO of K Music Studios, and here we are, episode 1. I'll be very honest and say it feels kind of weird to be in the music studio and not be behind the piano or scheduling out YouTube videos, because this YouTube channel is all about providing access to the arts in terms of free vocal warm-ups, exercises, basically anything a singer would need to improve their voice, prepare auditions, just have a regular practice routine. But in March of 2023, our YouTube channel got an alert that YouTube is now starting podcasts. And that is something we decided to jump on really early, just as another way to provide free content to anybody who is in our community. So if you're listening to this and you're here at episode 1, write us down below in the comments and let us know if there is a specific topic you'd like us to have on this channel. What kind of podcasts would you be interested in terms of singers material? Again, the Singer Studio podcast. What are things, again, you would like to have included here? Looking into our first episode, I wasn't really sure what to talk about. I do at some point want to talk about how we founded this YouTube channel, how we grew it to 1,000 subscribers, what we're doing to continue growing our community and serving more people. But for episode 1, I wanted to sit down and talk to you guys about auditions. Now, for anybody who's not a singer, an audition is basically an event that provides a performer an opportunity to either be involved in a musical production, a band, a concert, some kind of performance opportunity. And a lot of singers know the spring as audition season. So we're going to kick off episode 1 of the Singer Studio podcast by discussing different ways to stand out at auditions. What are things you can do? Now, of course, here on this channel, we want you to use our warm-ups every single week, practice, work on your high range, your low range, but that can only get you so far. How can you stand out at an audition? What are things you can do to make a director remember you or a casting team say, yes, I want to work with that singer? So we're going to talk about the top ways to stand out, and we're going to use this as an example for the Broadway season. A lot of people are preparing for auditions, whether it be Broadway, off-Broadway, regionals, tours, and summer stock. But let's pretend that you are a singer preparing for a big Broadway or off-Broadway audition, typically now done in New York City or virtually. Since 2020, I'm sure you are all aware that many auditions are now done virtually through Zoom and uploading videos and preparing self-tapes. But let's go ahead and get started. If there's anything you think we are missing on our list, let us know down below. And if you are preparing an audition yourself, let us know what it's for and how you're preparing for it, again, down below in the comments. And a very YouTube thing to say, give this video a big thumbs up. And if you've not yet done so, go ahead and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We do more than just this podcast. We do weekly videos all about vocal warm-ups and exercises to improve your voice. But the top ways to stand out in an audition. Number 1, of course, is selecting the right song. Is it a piece of work that complements your voice? How well do you know it? Can you sing it with just a piano accompanying you? Does it show off your strengths not only as a singer, but as an actor? We always recommend to avoid songs that are too challenging, that are outside your comfort zone, or a song that you maybe have just heard for the first time. Now, for me, in my experience in auditioning, I used to always want to just do the most recent song I had heard. I'd listen to music and try to find new songs, and rather than stick to my tried and true songs I had always been singing, I would want to do the song I'd heard twice and just found the sheet music to. Not really the best way to stand out. But of course, like all auditions, the first step in having a successful audition and to stand out to directors is to choose the right material, whether it's one song, 2 songs, a song and a monologue, a song and maybe a video of you dancing, whatever it is, choose the material that will make you stand out. Tip number 2 on this list is, of course, to practice. Yes, you may choose a song that you've been familiar with and sung a million times, but how often have you sung it in the last week or 2 weeks? Rehearse your music. Make sure you know how it sounds. How does it sound with the piano tracks? How are you planning to perform it in front of your casting director or the casting team? practice. Make sure that you not only have the material picked out, but it is fresh in your mind, your body, your voice, and it will be a proper and appropriate representation of you and what you are presenting to the casting team. Number 3 on our list, of course we had to include it, work on your vocal technique. If you're anything like me, I prepare, and then I get in front of a casting director and all of that technique goes out the window. I get a little bit nervous, so my breath support will go. So what I like to do is I will work on my technique in my studio, and then I will also try to get a performance opportunity. If I'm singing a brand new song for the first time, I will try to go out and perform it somewhere, even if it's at like an open mic or with a teacher or with a pianist of any kind. That way, me performing it in front of somebody else for the first time is not the audition itself. I can focus on my breathing. How are those high notes? How is my tone? How is my pitch? How's my projection? If I'm supposed to sing louder or softer in certain parts, am I doing that? Also, when it comes to acting, if I am gesturing or moving across the room, is that affecting my vocal technique? That leads us right into number 4, which is getting feedback. If you have a vocal coach or a teacher, ask them what they thought. What could you do better? If you don't have those things, you can always have a friend listen in, or you can record yourself and listen back. That last one, I don't recommend every time because we can be our worst inner critics, but use any and all advice to improve your performance. If you do go down the route of recording yourself, please make sure to document things you are doing well so that you don't talk yourself out of an audition. Tip number 5 is to dress for success. What kind of audition are you going in for? What kind of character are you hoping to be considered for? Choosing your outfits is one of the few things you can control in your audition. Yes, you can control the song, the time you arrive, and how you dress. You can't control things like what the director thought, how the pianist played your music, what characters you get called back for, or ultimately any casting offers. But dressing for success or the characters you're going for is one of the biggest and most crucial things in a singer or actor's control. Choose an outfit that makes you feel confident, comfortable. If you're going for something flashy, if you're playing a character that might be a little bit more outgoing than you personally are yourself, this is your chance to show the directors that you can pull this off. So dress for success, try different outfits, and see what fits for you and what makes you feel confident going into the audition room. Number 6, I think, is one of the most important, and it is to prepare mentally. Visualize yourself walking into the space, introducing yourself with what we call slating, stating your name and what you're going to be performing, and then ultimately having a good audition experience. If you're somebody that uses affirmations or manifestations to your benefit, use them here. If driving in your car, listening to affirmations or repeating, I'm going to have a good audition. This is going to be the best time I perform this song. If that works for you, absolutely use it. I'm not saying you have to use it. I'm not saying those that use it are a little woo-woo. Absolutely not. If it works for you and it is a solid tool in your toolbox, you should be using it. And of course, you can use it in the privacy of your house or your car or wherever you are before the audition. Number 7 should have been done before any of these other tips, and that is to research the audition. Who's going to be there? What show or shows, now that a lot of theaters are doing seasonal auditions at one time? This is something that should be done before you even choose your song or your outfit or your warm-ups or your affirmations. What are you actually auditioning for? Is it one specific show? Is it one specific opportunity? Or is it an open-ended call? Up next is, of course, to be punctual. I'm sure you've all heard the saying that to be on time is to be late, and to be early is to be on time. Do not be that person running 5 minutes late. Not only does that set a bad taste in the director's mouth, but that also will probably up your anxiety. For me, if I know I'm running late to an audition, my hands get sweaty, I'm, breathing really heavily, I'm not focused on my technique or what I'm bringing to the table, all I can think about is, oh my gosh, I'm going to be late. This is going to look really bad on my part. I don't know what to do. And I just get totally off track mentally. So as much as you can control it, try to be early. Get yourself in, get yourself checked in. Normally they have you fill out a form. They give you further instructions when you get there. Even if you do get there really early, just sit, breathe, review your music, maybe go through some of your affirmations and prepare yourself for that audition. Number 9 is to be prepared to improvise. Yes, you can go in and you can give the best performance of your prepared material. But what if the director turns to you and says, hey, can you read this scene for me? Can you do that monologue one more time, but change an acting choice or an acting style? Be prepared. Be ready to adapt. And them asking you to change something is not a sign that you did anything wrong. It's actually a sign that they want to see more from you. They may have something in mind for you or a character in mind for you. So be prepared to improvise. And number 10 is to stay focused and composed. Go in there, give your best audition, be ready for whatever the director has for you, and then thank them. Thank them for their time, for working with you. Don't let your nerves or your distractions affect your performance. If you had the worst day of your life, leave it outside of the audition room. Stay focused on your song, your monologue, the material that you're performing, that you've prepared, maybe even the material they've asked you to improvise and deliver a confident and engaging audition. Now, these also all go into callbacks. If they ask to see you again, do all of these things as well. Prepare yourself, show up on time, be composed, be ready to change the material. A callback is an appointment after the initial audition where a director may want to see you for a specific character. They may give you additional songs or lines to work on. And just like your initial audition, prepare those to the best of your abilities. And those are, in my opinion, the best ways to stand out at an audition. Like we mentioned before, if there's anything you think we are missing in this list, let us know down below. If there are any podcast episodes or recommendations or requests you have, we would love to hear from you as well. And what are your general thoughts on YouTube picking up podcasts? This is a YouTube original. This has not been aired anywhere else on any other platforms. And I'm sure you can tell by listening to this, this is my very first time ever recording a podcast. I have never done this before. I don't even have a video to go along with it. I know a lot of YouTubers that do podcasts actually physically record themselves in front of their microphones. But as I am sitting in my studio, in glasses, on a hair washing day, with my hair on top of my head, that's just not going to be the case today. But you guys, thank you for listening to our very first episode. Let us know your thoughts. Give this one a big thumbs up, and we'll see you in the next episode of the Singer Studio Podcast. Bye.